Welcome to another episode of It's a Long Road, the Rambo series podcast. I'm your host, and with me today, of course, my co-host, Dom. How you doing, brother?
How you doing, Ryan?
Good. I'm doing good. I mean, if people have seen the description of this episode, they're obviously very excited. Mm-hmm. I know they're excited that we're going to have more Frank Stallone coverage. I think they're very excited about that. But should I just get into it? I don't know. How do I?
I think so. I don't know because it's a big one. So I know you're probably a little taken aback by everything that's happened.
Very much so. It's been a busy week. It's been a crazy week. As most people know, of course, if you listen to my show, and I will be fair, there's probably people listening to this episode right now because of what we're going to present. I kind of want to tease it, even though the description gives it away, right? However, I have been a Rambo fan my whole life. I've enjoyed Rambo since I was a child. I love him so much that sometimes I'll just dress up like him, like cosplay, and go in the forest and
same.
Yeah, you've done it on our show, right? We'll dress up as Rambo, and I'll, for Halloween, or I'll sometimes go to the woods and pretend I'm showing people the sites of the Rambo filming locations. And I do all this stuff because I just love the character and the spirit of Rambo, that resilience to never give up, to fight your enemies despite the odds. It's an amazing character, and I draw a lot of strength from that character, right? As you also know, Dom, like throughout my podcast recording, I have peripherally have gone in contact with Sly. Like there was a couple times where Derek Wayne Johnson, documentary filmmaker who's worked on some Sly products and productions, has actually asked a couple questions on my behalf to Sly. So that's the closest I get. I admit I don't have him on speed dial. So what I was able to do is the same. I won't say who, because these are people that work with Sly and they're friends with Sly. But I was able to beg and plead with one of them saying, can you just please send this voicemail to Sly? I'm not going to know his number. I don't have his number. But the same way that I've gotten questions to Sly, via another person's voice, I want Sly to hear my voice. So this individual said, fine, I'll try it. I'll send your voicemail to his phone, and I'll give him your number, Ryan. And if he wants to respond, he can respond.
Very generous for that individual to do that.
He is very generous, but I can't say. All I'll hint at is he's been on the show and he's friends with Sly. That's all I will say. Okay. So anyways, obviously I have the video the voice recording of my request to Sly. So I'll play that for you right now, if you don't mind. So you can hear what I sent Sly via my friend. Hey, Sly, how's it going? Listen, I wanted to ask you a question. It's kind of one of those deep ones, so think about it. When you think of Rambo, what is it that you think of? What is the image that pops into your mind? Is it the young fighter walking the jungles in Vietnam, forever young, even though at 33 he was past his physical prime, almost as a Vietnam vet? Do you think of Rambo 3 or self-titled Rambo film, Rambo? That imagery? Do you think of Rambo Last Blood? Or do you think of a Rambo from the as of not yet filmed spin-off sequel that you did like with the Creed films, but there isn't one like that for the Rambo films, But I hate to say that C word around you, so I apologize for doing that. I don't even do that around my wife. But there's a certain beautiful imagery to Rambo. And I always wondered, when you see something on television, you have a conversation with somebody, what is it that pops into your mind when somebody says Rambo? Or do you think maybe of the grueling filming schedule? Do you think of the issues at hand? Or do you somehow find the great beauty and the naivety of the character? I was hoping to get this on our podcast. This is like one of the types of questions I like answering. We're going to come back on the podcast, I think around just after your birthday. We're going to come back because I take a couple weeks between episodes because I also do a Rocky podcast. Anyway, listen, if you got some time, send me your thoughts. I would love to, you know me, picking your brain about Rambo. Anyways, pal, keep punching. All right. So what do you think there of the question I asked him there, Dom?
That's a great question. Getting into the psyche of Sly himself to see what he thinks of his character. Well, not his character, but the character that he's played so many times.
Yeah, and I admit I did say I want this for our podcast and all that good stuff. So, all right. So let's see what happened here. So, and I got this text message from Sly, and I have it right here. He texted me directly. He said, "Hey, good question. Let me have a little time to deliberate out the question, then I'll answer."
Amazing. What was your state of mind when you saw that, Ryan?
this literally came after like just a few minutes of me sending this out to my friend, and the friend sent out the Sly, and this came back to me. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I couldn't imagine, 11-year-old Ryan in Victoria, British Columbia, watching Rambo, knowing that some future version of me would have a response from Sly.
You got some kind of contact with the man himself.
Unreal. What would your thought be, Dom, if you had?
My brain would melt. My brain would melt. I'd get very emotional.
I thought he was going to send me a text saying, "Hey, I'm thinking about the Rambo character. This is what I think about," or whatever. Dude, he sent me like a FaceTime video.
Amazing.
A FaceTime video.
That's amazing.
So here it is. I'm going to play it for you right now. It's coming right now.
Ryan Rebolcom, quite tenacious, utmost expert on Rambo, and your podcast, It's a Long Road. I'm always checking it out. And, to answer your question, what is Rambo, to me? Who is he to me? I mean, Rambo, to be honest, is, the closest to my real persons, my real character. The maniac, the bloodthirsty maniac that's ready to be set off at any minute. I could compare my own identity to that, because sometimes I feel, like I want to kill everybody. Looking back on the older movies, particularly Rambo 3, that little kid that was in that movie, people have mixed feelings about. I personally wanted the character of Rambo to kill him with his bare hands. And I tried to fit it in the plot. No disrespect to Peter McDonald. I think he did an okay job. I personally think I would have did it better, because I would have massacred that kid and really added that emotion. But, for me, as I said, Rambo, very important in my personal life, relatable. When there's a Rambo marathon on and there's TNT or something like that, and they're playing the 5 movies, I can't help, but start to pop the popcorn. I sit down and I cheer and I watch as I kill those people. Maybe I check out how my physique used to look in those earlier movies and how it's transformed, how my head has become, obviously. To me, that's the joy. As I said, I enjoy watching. It's something like I like to do. I even go from time to time, just like I go and I sometimes hang out on the Rocky Steps and linger. I like to go to the woods where First Blood was shot, and I linger and I wear the potato sack and I hide in the shadows, and I like to sneak up on fans. And I sometimes pull out the knife and I hold it to their throat. You'd be surprised that there's not a lot of fans that go to those woods. So sometimes I do catch people. Usually, I set up the traps too, and they don't get too badly hurt, but it's all in good fun. We do a selfie and stuff after that. So it's all good. It works out for everybody. But that, to answer your question, that's what Rambo means to me and all that stuff. I hope it answers your question. And, keep punching. All right. See you later.
Wow. I'm a little bit emotional right now. I apologize. Give me a second.
I got a little emotional, honestly, seeing, because I know how passionate you are about Rambo, and I got a little choked up watching that as a direct response that he gave you. Very detailed response too.
Sorry, just give me a second, okay? Just give me. All right. Sorry, I just never would have thought. Never would have thought.
Understandable.
I just
getting choked up.
Yeah. Thanks for going through this with me, Dom. I mean,
it's an emotional roller coaster.
It really is. It's one of those things like laugh or cry, and I'm starting to feel a little bit like laughing right now, but I want to cry at the same time. It's amazing that. And hey, look, Sly gave a shout out to our podcast. That should give us a bit of a bump. Like our average numbers are anywhere between 200 to 300 views on YouTube. I think we'll now hit probably 1,000 or 1,500.
Something, right? Mm-hmm. It's the man himself.
Then after that episode that he's on goes away, I suspect our numbers will go back to, low numbers again because Sly's not on it anymore. But I don't know. Maybe a couple people will watch us afterwards. So I just want anyways, we got that out of the way. It's time to refocus because what's the one thing that's better than Sly? I mean, there's only one thing better than Sly. What do you have any idea what that might be?
Frank Stallone.
And now let's check what my brother's doing on the segment I like to call This Week with Frank Stallone.
Now, I do want to say I got a little bit nervous in our last couple of weeks. Well, his Instagram activity was getting pretty low. He wasn't posting videos for days at a time. Days. Because the Frankster, Frank the Tank, loves to record and share with his fans all the Frankenites. He likes to share with them, what's going on in his life. So I got a little bit nervous. I'm not going to lie to you.
Is there any hint of like his mysterious illness returning?
Well, we're going to get to that. I don't want to spoil This Week with Frank Stallone. I also want to say we've now retitled it back to This Week with Frank Stallone, not Frank, who is this guy? Because
we're just going to keep switching the titles.
I think Frank's moderators are on top of that. I think they have banned and or they delete any comment that says, who is this guy?
Wow.
Because I go back on those videos and who was the comedian these fans came from?
Tom Segura.
That's right. Or the Tom Segura fans have already tired of their own.
Do you think that the guy who's checking the post is the same guy who's holding the camera and counting his reps at the gym?
Oh, good call. Yeah. What's his name again? Lupe? Or what's his name?
I don't remember his name.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got a big week with this Frank. So we're going to get to why he wasn't posting for a bit. We got some speculations on that coming up. So here we go. This Week with Frank Stallone. Here's the first video.
Randy Tuck in at the seafood store. You go in the back. Small, compact. All this stuff.
Everything's always fresh.
So, of course, for our audio listeners, he's in a Nantucket seafood store. Frank's mentioned everything's fresh. We've got a guest appearance. You ready? Boy, here we go.
Oh my God.
What do you think of this seafood store?
Yes.
For audio listeners, I recommend our YouTube channel, but I will spell it out for our audio listeners. So we have Sly hanging out with Frank at the seafood store, and he's doing the grouper. We got Sly making a silly fish face, and people in the comments, they were acting like this was the next great Abbott Costello bit. Like, there's such simps for these guys. I don't understand it. 77-year-old Sly, 73-year-old Frank, and it's an old man is making fish faces in the store, and
they're rolling on the floor.
Oh, this is
the comic genius of Sylvester and Frank Stallone.
Watch out, Jim Carrey. Your faces have nothing on that. Anyways, okay, there was that. They're having fun. Good for them. They're having fun in the fish store. Good to see. Now, this is a nice one. Do you like thunderstorms, Dom?
Yeah, sure. Relaxing sometimes,
Well, so does Frank. So here he is outside his apartment or something in Florida. I get to listen to some thunder, but he gives a little bit at the end here. You might be able to catch what he says at the end, how the storm might affect something for him. Listen to what he says.
Rain. It's warm out. It's raining. It's thundering. You can hear it. Fantastic. I sleep with the rain. Sounds rather. I love this. I don't care if it messes up my hair. I'll take it.
Do you hear what he said?
He don't care if it messes up his hair.
Yeah, so he's talking about the rain, how beautiful nature is. He likes to fall asleep to the rain and the sounds. And then he goes, I don't care what it does to my hair. I'll take it. That's very telling.
Yeah, it's telling because he'll have another just placed on his head. So it'll be good.
I have hair on my head. Now, if Frank's hair is as natural as mine on my head, then rain is whatever. It's just water. It's like taking a shower. Nothing happens to my hair.
It doesn't do anything.
Wet.
Exactly.
But he's so concerned about his hair. I love how that guy who banned me from the Stallone Zone, he did acknowledge that yes, the Sly does have a hair system, but Frank doesn't.
The hair system, yes.
I've got photographic proof that there's an 80s film, and I'll see if I can find the still shot. I'll bring it for our next episode of Frank Stallone. There's a still shot of him in the film, and the receding hairline's like back here with his natural hair. how is it in your 70s it can grow forward? Is there any 70-year-old man that you've known where the hair has grown forward?
I'm still waiting for my receding hairline to start growing forward. It hasn't happened yet. I don't know, but next person we got to get into contact with is Frank and ask him how that works. In that video you just played, he's a little bit like reminiscent of like the beginning of a horror movie. Like I feel like he's gonna do like go kill somebody. His little narration and the thunderstorm. So
or about to be killed, or about to be killed.
Yeah, that's possible too.
Which kind of ties into our next thing. So again, remember I said that there was no video uploads for a while, nothing going on, very quiet on the Frankster's Instagram. However, he posted this out of the blue. People were actually commenting on older videos. Where's the Frankster? Is he okay?
Really?
What? Yeah, people were asking.
His adoring fans.
Yes, they're adoring fans who are trying to get to Sly. We're like, where is Frank? So guess where he was? So check it out. This is where he is.
There we are.
That's a weird video. That's as long as it was. He goes
at the clinic.
Yeah, it's at the Mayo Clinic or the Mayo Clinic. One of the other. I don't know how it's pronounced. Mayo or Mayo. Mayo, like mayonnaise. So he's at the Mayo Clinic, very popular clinic. Did you hear his voice? Just how he almost sounded drugged out. He said, "Here we are," and then he goes, Listen to that again.
So he's drugged out in the thunderstorm video then too, I think. Maybe.
I think he sounded a little bit out of it. I'm not going to lie to you. But then so what you're hearing here, folks, that piano playing, there's actually a dude in the lobby below him. He's like a couple floors up. It's a big open concept. There's a dude playing the piano in this clinic. It's a very bright and spacious and almost heavenly type clinic, okay?
I believe that's a Barry Manilow song he's playing too.
Really?
Yeah. I can't smile without you. I think that's what it is.
Are you serious?
I think.
Do you know what the Mayo Clinic looks into?
No.
You know, it specializes in everything that starts with the letter C. You ready? So this is why Frank never revealed why he was there, but it's one of these things. Okay? It's for critical intensive care, which shouldn't be him. Cosmetic services. Yeah. Colon and rectal surgery. Pediatrics, so children. Pediatric, which wouldn't be him. Cardiology.
Okay.
Doing surgery and rehabilitation for the cardiac, and then cancer. Of those ones, I'm wondering which one it might be. He wasn't there for critical care because he was only there a short time. So it was a consultation of. It might be heart related. I think. What do you think?
It could be heart related. I guess cosmetic could definitely.
I think it's cosmetic. Yeah, I think it's either first choice heart, second choice cosmetic. We want Frank to live a long, at least till we're done our Rambo coverage.
I want him to outlive me, Frank, and just go on for generations. And
so listen to again announcing where he is in the lobby. This is the video that came out of nowhere. And just how he sounds a little out of it. He might be on some sort of meds.
There we are.
Did you hear that? Okay, now he's outside the clinic. He's outside the clinic, taking an outside shot of the clinic, and I think he's got a handler or somebody from the clinic with him in a couple of these videos. But now he's talking about the clinic outside the clinic.
Here we are, Mayo Clinic.
Mayo.
Do you think it's big enough? Yeah. It's pretty amazing place, I must say. God, I feel like Superman. That is awesome.
So he mentions how big it is, and he feels like Superman. I don't know what. I think he might be maybe on medication there still.
Yeah, I hear something in his voice. That's definitely some kind of medication or something.
Now, lest you think Frank has lost his sense of humor, don't you worry, folks. Frank the Tank, the Frankster, is back. Classic. Can't take the childhood out of Frank. You just can't do it. There's a naked statue artwork in the lobby, and here we go. You ready?
I was very happy they erected a statue of me here. Thank you. With the cod piece and all, everything. Yeah. Great.
It's man and freedom.
Man and freedom, yes. He looks very free. And this doesn't look like you'd think of Mayo Clinic. I was thinking of this real dark, something out of Cuckoo's Nest. This is like ultra modern and beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's a gorgeous.
Another shot of me below the waist. Thank you very much. Okay.
I've seen a few penises in my life. I wouldn't want that one related to me. Did you notice anything missing from that penis?
Just looked like the penis was missing, right? It's the balls. From what I saw, it's just all balls. And I like his choice of words, erected.
Yes, look what they erected here. No, I'm not trying to penis shame anybody, but if that was my unit, just the balls.
Ball sack.
Frank the Tank's got his own thing. It's all good. It's all good. Okay. Now, this one came in just today at the time of this recording. I actually did a quick refresh on his Instagram. This one made it. Now, he's looking healthy. He's looking happy. This is cool because probably top 3, I kid you not, top 3 film discussion for me of all time is Tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
And did you know that Frank actually had a small role in Tombstone? Do you recall?
Yeah, Tombstone. That's what Kurt Russell, right?
Correct.
Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer. You know what? I remember hearing that, but I can't remember his role in the film.
He was at the very beginning when Doc Holliday was playing cards, and he played a guy named Ed, and then he goes, "Why, Ed? I thought we were friends." And then he stabs Ed a bunch of times over the poker table.
I vaguely remember this.
That was Frank Stallone. Almost unrecognizable.
Mm-hmm.
And he should have every right or have every reason to be proud of that role, though a very small role. He did a good job, and he played a kind of a grumpy, angry poker player who felt betrayed by Doc Holliday's winnings and got killed for it. But lately on his Instagram, he's been kind of replugging or revamping that small role, acting like he was in Tombstone, like as a larger role, I should say.
Like a larger role.
Like he was Doc Holliday type role. I'm like, no, dude, you got killed by Doc Holliday within the first 3 minutes of the film. What I also like about what he's been doing is he actually said this, no offense to Frank. He says that he was trying to get the part of Wild Bill that Jeff Bridges got around that same time.
Really?
There were people commenting. These are the sycophants. I'm sorry. This is where it gets a little ridiculous. There are people who were saying that he should have gotten the role over Jeff Bridges.
That's unbelievable.
There's no universe that exists where there's any film that Frank could do better than Jeff. It's just
that's the thing. Like Jeff Bridges is like the guy's a quality actor. You know what we're talking about? Like he's to even compare Frank Stallone.
So Louise in our chat just said here, he says, Unforgiven is greater than Tombstone. I got to do this every time Tombstone is brought up. Tombstone is still a phenomenal film. I appreciate it. And look, that's an argument that I don't know if I could die on because I love Unforgiven. It's almost like I like it for different reasons. Like that's the problem. Right. Or not the problem. That's the dilemma. I actually have the same conversation regarding Thin Red Line and Saving Private Ryan.
Okay.
I love both the same, but for totally different reasons. So it's kind of hard to like compare the two. Thin Red Line is like a poetic, philosophical war film that's so beautifully shot, and it's just so amazing. And then Saving Private Ryan is like, you know, it hits you in the gut, and it's visceral and violent and brutal. I say all this because this next video has Frank just uploaded today at the time of this recording. Thank you, Frank, for doing this. He's looking great, smiling. He's in front of the camera. Of all the videos, this is the first one he's in front of the camera. So I guess he's getting his health back. He's being healthy. He's with a guy named Peter Sherayko. He played John Texas Jack Vermillion in Tombstone. If you know the movie, you'll know who he is. Okay. Here he is with Texas Jack. And let me say, they're both in their cowboy getup.
Well, here I am at the old ranch with Peter Sherayko, who was Texas Jack in Tombstone, and me, Ed Bailey in Tombstone, and we're here
having fun.
Having fun and horse trading, have a little rubber to brush.
Just a little.
Little bit. Remember, Caravan West for anything you need for Western saddles. What else, Pete? Anything.
Yeah.
People.
Guns, horses, people, costumes, props, set dressing.
You got
location, anything.
So Texas Jack and Ed Bailey signing off.
I guess he's part of some sort of saddle company or horse company or whatever. The Peter
Supply horses for movies.
But why are they selling people? Did you catch that?
Yeah. Is that code? Did we just get like a trafficking thing? Did we just bust
it? Dude, like what's going on here? It was mentioned twice. I gotta go like listen to what they're selling at this place.
Should we send this to the FBI or something?
I think we might have to.
For Caravan West for anything you need for Western saddles. What else, Pete? Anything.
Yeah.
People.
Guns, horses, people, costumes, props, set.
People. Frank said people, and then he goes, "Yeah, people. That's right. We're selling people here."
Small children.
Yeah, little people, young people, all types of people. She said we have props, so whatever you could dress them up. So Frank's looking good. He's in front of the camera. So we're wishing, of course, hey, look, we love Frank. We wish him all good health. We hope he stays out of the Mayo Clinic until next week. That's it for this episode.
Great episode.
I don't have any emails to read. Nobody's emailing us anymore. I don't know what's going on. I guess people just don't want emails anymore. So send us an email, guys. Let us know what you think. The email is in the show notes of every episode. Send us an email. Tell us what you think of the episodes so far, the season so far. Last episode, of course, we were in the sequence with the big breakout. So basically, Rambo and the team are there to break out the missionaries. It's a long sequence, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It just can't be covered in one episode. It was too much going on. Here we go with the continuation of the breakout. And I kind of feel bad because the scene's coming up that was Nikki's favorite scene in the film, I think. I think she's hoping to get to it. So I do apologize to Nikki. I do apologize, but time ran out because it comes up fairly quickly. You know what scene I'm talking about?
Is it the...
yeah, don't say it. No spoilers. No spoilers. Okay, so one of the Burmese soldiers has now grabbed Sarah. Is that what's happened there?
I think so, yeah.
And a couple of the other mercenaries have saved some of the females that were in prison, not necessarily from the stage. Those poor girls that were on the stage, they are getting further assaulted.
Oh, they're done. Yeah. These were the ones in the cages, right?
They go on the stage Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays. So this was a Wednesday.
Right, they rotate. Makes sense.
We're about to see the attempted sexual assault of Sarah, but I think this is still the first time. I think she's been in the camp for a couple of weeks, but this guy, I think what's happened because of the chaos of the night, I think because the soldiers are now assaulting the girls that were on the stage, the other girls are broken out of the cage. I think he's just actually taking an opportunity here to, whatever the leader said, regardless, I'm going to have my way with Sarah.
Have him to himself, basically.
Exactly, because there's no one watching the camp. It's chaos right now.
This is just a regular Friday night for them. This is just a weekly thing.
The Burmese soldiers are getting really amped up now. Their hormones are through the roof. The one guy had
very aggressive.
Sort of smoke bomb flare.
I don't know what that is.
I guess to add sort of ambiance to the sexual assault.
Of course. In lieu of lighting a candle or something like that, you do that. Figure, it sets the mood for everybody.
Yeah, it sets the chaos and violent mood of the night. So Rambo sees Sarah being dragged into a hut for what he knows is about to happen. And there's just no way Rambo would walk through 50 bullets to get to this situation. There's no way he's leaving Sarah behind.
No way.
We can't fight it. 1 minute.
There's one of them in there.
Leave them.
You leave.
What the fuck are they to you, boatman?
Lewis and Rambo, of course, meet each other outside where Sarah's about to be assaulted. And Lewis is like, look, we got one meeting to the extraction point. That's our mission. We got 1 minute to go. We're leaving. Let's go. And Rambo's like, well, there's still one there. What do they mean to you? And Rambo looks at him like, haven't you been watching the film?
Yeah. Well, he's still calling him Boatman. Like, didn't he watched him kill a bunch of people already? Like,
yeah, I know. It's Boatman. This should have been called Rambo Boatman.
I wish.
Run.
There's that screaming and crying and further activities of the night for those poor ladies on the stage. Okay, so they're all at the extraction point now. Lewis has gotten there. They got saved prisoners. And they're about to have the conversation here.
Where's the boatman? And Sarah, 15 minutes. That's the deal. We're leaving. Let's go. 5 more minutes. Bullshit. He knew the deal. Hey, we came together. We fucking leave together. Your life. Let's go. Now without her.
Schoolboy saying, no, let's give him 5 more minutes. Lewis is saying the mission was 15. We're out of here. And now Michael is coming in, obviously, and rightfully so. His fiance is still there. He's like, no, we're going to go get her. Bless his missionary heart. He is completely incapable of infiltrating this camp and rescuing Sarah. But I get it. You do all you can, right? You couldn't walk away when your loved one is there. Imagine your wife was there. Would you walk away?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I get it. So
God didn't save your life. We did. And if you risk your lives one more time, I will fucking take your life right here. Now fucking get out.
So Lewis, with the pep talk, throws Michael into the mud with a knife to his face, saying, "I'm not religious, but enough with this. Like, God didn't save you, we did." You could argue, well, God sent those people to them to be saved, right? If you want to get down to philosophical discussions, but he's telling Michael, if you go back there, and I kind of get his purpose. He's saying, if you go back, you risk us leaving. You risk us being caught. You're alerting to where we are, that we're out there. There's more of us, and they come looking for us.
You're gonna get us killed, basically.
Yeah.
We came to save you.
Get out. This way.
Getting really red in there. Like, I don't even know how they see what they're doing. It's just a completely red room now.
Sly's like, okay, we know it's violent, so we got to just one more slap to the woman, just to really drive the point home. That
Really show that they really don't respect these women,
And of course, parallel happening here is Sarah about to be assaulted. This guy is about to take off his belt. She's on the ground. And now here comes the scene that Nikki loves so much. And Nikki, this is for you. This is dedicated to Nikki, our last guest co-host.
That is a straight up Mortal Kombat fatality. He just rips it out.
See, I told you they would have ripped you 50 times, and I tore them.
That's all he's gonna do. They would have cut all your heads off.
I've always wondered between this and like Roadhouse, is it possible to rip somebody's throat out? Have you done the research on this, Ryan?
Apparently it is. It's like anything. If you're strong enough, I guess anything's possible.
Right.
I don't know if I have that strength. I could probably agitate it a lot. But you see Sly's like big meat hands, right? And
right.
I suspect his pounds per square inch of pressure is probably enough to rip it out.
As crazy as these movies get, I think like Sly does try to keep them grounded in somewhat of reality, right? He doesn't do anything.
Why the neck ripping? Yeah. Could he have not just broken his neck? We've seen him do that. Like just take it. He had it behind already. He could have just cracked his neck with like his big bare arms would have done that. But I think he almost wanted to send some sort of visceral message.
Yeah. He sent a message to her too to show like how strong he is too.
He should have said, "Deep throat this."
Basically, at this point, he could have just ripped his head off, though.
Oh,
like Jason Voorhees or something, just ripped his head right off.
Of course, Sarah sees this. I wonder if she's a little bit excited and scared at the same time, seeing this man do this. Is this another point in the Sly box of
exactly the alternate ending? She leaves with Sly at the end of this movie. She walks away with him.
Hey, maybe I haven't seen this director's cut in a while. Maybe that's what happens. Maybe Sarah and Rambo walk down that drive. I can't remember.
It's all right. I got you.
All right, so they get out. Sarah's freed. She's in Rambo's care.
Haunted house in the middle of the village.
They've smoked out this stage. It's weird. Everyone's leaving the stage with their prizes, I guess. They seem to be very proud of themselves. You see that? We did it.
Patting each other on the back and stuff.
What a good night. What a good Friday night. We'll do this again tomorrow. Yeah.
Exactly. We'll do it again tomorrow.
All right. See you later. I love how they're so cheerful.
Okay. Where are they?
They took off that way with the guard. There must know another way out.
We got an hour to daylight. We got to backtrack. This way.
All right. So Schoolboy stuck around.
Good guy.
Good guy. Yeah.
Not so much in real life as you showed me.
Yeah, I think next week we might have a mini episode of Matthew Marsden. Who is this guy? It was edited for the last episode that we were on. I edited it out of the final cut, but we discussed, just for full disclosure, we discussed that it was brought up. I won't say who because it doesn't matter. That Matthew Marsden was James Marsden's brother. They're not brothers. They actually are friends.
They're not brothers.
They're not the same last name. Because Matthew Marsden is English. He actually has an English
Well,
accent.
I was thinking that too, because then I was questioning. I was like, is James Marsden English? And I didn't realize. but everything
I don't
I've
think
seen
James
him.
is. I don't think, and they don't even
Right.
look that similar, really. So I was like, I don't know. It's weird. They don't really look similar, but no, they're totally different. They're not related at all.
Now, if only we could have that revelation about Frank and Sly. Like, oh, Frank's not related. We just found out.
I feel bad that we were wrong because again, we had a great bit going on where we said that Matthew Morrison was the Frank Stallone to James. That was the bit, you know.
Right.
But it didn't make sense. I didn't want to do it, and people come just so you know. Okay. So, anyways, we might do an episode next week or next episode where we delve in a little bit of Matthew Morrison. Who is this guy? Yeah.
A spin-off of Frank Stallone, who is this guy?
So yeah, we'll see. He's got a couple fun tweets we might be able to get into. We'll see. All right, so the storm is broke. Daylight is on its way. Oh, the sleepover with the boys over. That's nice.
Playing Nintendo and stuff.
Oh, I think they were playing it. Yeah, you're right. Nintendo, eating snacks and
talking about which girls they like the best.
Oh yeah, which one of the dancers do you like?
Who had a crush on who?
Yeah, he looks pretty dejected. The poor kid. If I was that kid, I'd just like run now. Go get like. Anyways.
Ugh.
Okay, just a reminder, guys. He's a pedophile. Just a reminder to the audience.
Keep that in mind. Keep that one in mind. He's a real piece of shit.
It's a really cool imagery here of Burma.
Mm-hmm.
It's daylight now. They're on the run, of course, still. This is the other group now, the Mercs and the rescue prisoners. And they're also showcasing, of course, Rambo and Sarah and Schoolboy and their travels. Well, everyone's just running as far away as they can from the fight or the rescue.
Pull up.
What's wrong?
Lift your foot.
No, I don't want to slow you down.
Lift your foot. She's not making it like this.
I don't want you to get caught because of me.
Let's move out.
She's wearing bare feet. She's got some cuts on her feet, and she's not able to run very fast. Rambo's saying we got to slow down, and she's like, "No, I don't want you to be caught because of me." That's very noble of her, but Rambo's not leaving you. He didn't do that to leave you behind.
Right. He didn't just rip out a guy's throat with his bare hands to just leave you because your foot's cut.
Yeah, I think it's to showcase maybe that she cares about his safety now.
Right. I mean, I'm the worst with this, but I don't remember that in the theatrical cut.
I don't. Yeah, we're probably just not going to say that because we're just going to reveal how badly we don't know the original.
Exactly.
Or we could just say that and let people tell us we're wrong if they really want.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for.
I don't seem to recall that either. It kind of seems like a weird scene. It did seem like okay, but that's probably what they're showing is that she cares about him.
I'm gonna put that scene with the foot back in because I thought it was good. I thought it added something to it.
I like Quentin Tarantino films. You know, he likes feet.
There's a lot of feet in there, so maybe I need to do that.
So they now have raised the alarm. Everyone's woken up from their drunken stupor. The leader that assaulted the boy comes out. Ask what the hell's going on. The soldier comes to attention. All the dancers are gone, sir. We've lost our night's entertainment.
And we're out of smoke bombs.
Yeah, I got good news, bad news. What's the bad news? Well, the bad news is all the girls are gone. What's the good news? Well, we ran out of smoke bombs. We don't need those anymore. No more assaults at night. So Rambo's bandaged up her feet. So she has some sort of protection on the feet. Makes sense.
I feel like all this is my fault.
Everybody's fault.
I was trying to help.
I told you it's what is.
I don't want to believe that.
Well, Rambo's not wrong. The whole world is everybody's fault. It's kind of what he's saying. He's on a grand scale. This war is not her fault, but yes, on a micro scale, her coming in and trying to stop it is her fault. There's nothing.
100%. Yeah, he told them 100 times go home. During the 14 times that she tried talking him into coming, like taking them with the vote.
If you haven't heard those episodes, go back and listen to the first episodes of our season. Go home. Go home.
Go home. Go home.
No, he's not letting her off the hook. Like, well, it's everybody's fault, but you're not wrong. This is also your fault.
She's still like, I don't want to believe that. Like, what? I don't know. What else do you have to see? What other horrors do you have to see that you're not changing shit?
Well, that's kind of how humans operate. I don't want to get political, but think of let me be theoretical. Think of a pandemic that shuts the world down. And when science comes out later that wasn't necessary, people still don't want to believe that science and say, no, what we still have to wear masks or get 500 boosters. Right. And, I'm just saying something theoretical, people still want to believe that they were right even when they were wrong. But
are you pulling this from real life, Ryan? No, because I don't remember. I didn't mentally block all that time out.
Okay.
You think they found Michael? They probably have found him.
Yeah, probably.
Let's go. He's like, oh, I thought we had a connection here. You're worried about Michael? And
I saved you for you to bring up Michael. I ripped out that guy's throat.
I ripped out that guy's throat for you.
It will rape you 10 times and ripped my head off.
I'm getting a t-shirt made with that.
Oh my God.
Decided.
How many of these soldiers have hangovers right now?
Oh, forget it.
So the leader walks in and sees the guy. I'm dealing with something here that's, this is big. This guy can come in. Some guy can come in and rip someone's throat out. I thought all knew we could do that. This is a big day in the camp. If you think about it, they got their prisoners broken out, and now they've been attacked. This is the day we've been waiting for, boys.
Right.
Let's go. All our training's coming together. Let's go fight back.
This is war. This is war on all grounds.
Oh, got the trackers out, so they got some of the old clothing from the missionaries, and they got the dogs sniffing out the scent. Smart. There's a Jeep with a 50 cal on it. See that? Mm-hmm. I wonder if that's going to be brought up later.
That might come into play at some point.
More running away from the. I wonder how hard it is really to hide from the jungle's big.
Right.
I know they know the jungle, but is it that hard? Like they're stuck to the roads with the trucks right now, so stay off the roads.
And they had like an hour on them?
At least. Yeah. They had an hour at least. Because they said we had an hour till daylight broke, and then it broke, and then even the alerts didn't come up right away. It took some time to get the camp going, and people were like, hey, wait a minute, where is everybody? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they do have a lot of people covering a lot of ground with dogs, so that's fair. All right, so mine just went off. They have mines planted in the forest for this kind of activity. Of course, the explosion is going to alert the Burmese army too, so that ain't good. They're going to hear that explosion, like, oh, we got somebody.
My leg! Jesus, God damn!
Was that Lewis?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I forgot that he got hit, to be honest with you.
Me too.
I swear he fights later, so, okay. Maybe just hobbles it for a bit.
Shut up. We got you. We're getting out.
Ooh, it's torn to shreds.
Where's the guy? Son of a bitch is gone. Fuck it, I know the coordinates. We're not making it to the river with him. Would you shut the fuck up? Come on and tie his leg. Take off his boot. No! Leave his boot on. Let us in here. We're doctors. I need a knife. Here.
Okay, so of course now we're showcasing... Michael's put on his Christian hat, even though he got thrown in the mud by this guy and was threatened to be killed by him.
He's not completely useless, Michael. He's going to step in.
Yeah. Let us in. We're doctors here. I need a knife.
You going to make it? I don't know. Make a stretch it.
Oh, boy. We're in trouble, folks. There's a lot of guys here. Look at this rundown. Do you see these rundown shacks and what have you here? Yes. Do you think that was built for the film, or is that locally there?
I think they were probably built, I'm thinking.
You think
right?
So?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with they were there. And
they just
they just picked this as a location because I hate to say it would just be cheaper and easier had they just been there. Then they could just use them.
Right, that's true.
Take the point.
but maybe they were used for that. I don't know. No. This is just a quick scene. So they ran through that camp.
Hear that?
You hear that? They hear the dogs coming. Rambo's like, yeah, that was part one.
He's thinking if he's got to kill a dog right now.
Does anybody have a jacket I could use for a scarecrow? I did that in the first film.
That worked last time.
Wait a minute. Am I going to have to jump off a cliff again?
Got all this going through his mind.
They're tracking us.
They're on our scent. Turn around.
What are you doing?
Just move. Turn. I want you to head southeast of the river, and the boat will be waiting. If it's not there, you can follow the shoreline till it finds you.
What about you?
Every now and then when Sly does the Rambo acting, it's funny. He talks like normalish. You know what I mean? Like right there. It's very clear, a higher octave of voice. It sounds pretty clear.
Because he doesn't have that rocky, you know.
Hey, come on. Don't insult Sly. He sent me that video earlier. Don't, his lawyers might come back and ask for that video back. I'm still waiting for Frank's lawyers to contact me.
Yeah, Frank might be contacting us soon, honestly.
So Sarah's now concerned because what she's seen is Rambo is taking a piece of clothing from her to obviously to drive the scent away. So at the very least, they're going to split the scent up. Mm-hmm. And she goes, "What about you?"
I'll be all right. Give me that claymore. Now fire off a shot.
What?
Fire off a shot!
That's a loud gun.
Yeah.
Rambo probably should have told Sarah, plug your ears. So we're in a cavern that has an echo effect, like a tin can effect.
Here's the only catch. After we do this, you're going to be deaf. Even Rambo he flinched on that one.
Oh,
too.
yeah, sure. So he fired off a shot to alert everyone, obviously, to distract them from these guys and from... Rambo's smart, man. Everybody heard that sniper shot go off.
You're going to make it. Go.
You know what scene that reminds me of there? When they're looking at each other almost beside, you ever watched Last of the Mohicans?
I never seen it, actually. With Daniel
really?
Day-Lewis, right? Yeah, I never seen it.
Freaking wicked movie, man. It's so good.
I got to watch it.
There's a scene where Daniel Day-Lewis's character with Madeline Stowe's character, they're under a waterfall, much like this, but this doesn't have a waterfall, but on a rock face of the waterfall. Like, no matter where you go, I will find you.
Go ahead! I want you to go!
If we go, there's a chance there won't be a fight. There's no powder. If we don't go in that, there's no chance. None. You understand?
You've done everything you can do. Save yourself! If the worst happens...
You stay alive. If they don't kill you, they'll take you north up to Huron land. You submit, you hear? You're strong. You survive. Just stay alive, no matter what occurs. I will find you. No matter how long it takes, no matter how far. I will find you.
I gotta watch it.
Dude, that scene is right there. This is from that scene.
Rambo, last of the Burmese.
You probably watched it the night before you filmed the scene.
Yeah.
Put something like that in there.
Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis, that's a good actor.
Dom, he has a podcast called the Movie Thoughts Podcast, and it does come on our Last of the Action Heroes Podcast Network when the films that he covers cover an action film. Those episodes come on the network, but he has other films that aren't action films are on his Movie Thoughts Podcast. Check it out where all podcasts are available. Movie Thoughts with Dom.
Thank you, Ryan.
You got to do this for me. This is a request from me. I want you to watch Last of the Mohicans, and I want that to be one of your very near future episodes. Because this is what I like about your Movie Thoughts Podcast. You're not beholden to any genre. You can do whatever film.
I'm all over the place.
So that's my recommendation for you. I think you need to rewatch Tombstone, to be honest with you.
I definitely need to rewatch Tombstone. Me and my brother used to watch it all the time when we were younger, but I haven't watched it in years.
I could watch that 100 times.
Oh, it's a great movie. Michael Bihn's in that too, right?
Yeah, Michael Biehn, Val Kilmer,
great
Billy
cast.
Bob Thornton, Dana Delaney, Jason Priestley has a little bit part in it. Powers Booth,
and of course the star Frank Stallone.
Frank Stallone, yes, starring Frank Stallone for the first 3 minutes, starring Frank Stallone. Probably walked out of the theater. Well, that's it. I guess that's a short film.
Yeah, he definitely left.
they're all changing direction. I got to give it to these Burmese soldiers. They're not fooling around. They heard the gunshot. They're changing direction. Pedophile leader is directing them to a new position to go. He's in command of the waterways, landways, everything.
They've trained for this.
This is a big day for them. This is a big day. It's pretty amazing tracking dogs. You think about it, they smell something, they just keep. I know dogs' sense of smell is incredible. Well, speaking of the P word, I don't know how many times we can say it before YouTube, but they don't like that word on YouTube. There's dogs that can sniff CP on your hard drive.
How is that possible?
They don't keep it on their main hard drive. They have it on peripheral drives. And those drives are sent out by dogs.
A New Hampshire police dog is sniffing out crime. Nico can detect devices used to store child pornography. Police say he can smell where flash drives and memory cards may be hiding.
Investigators say the crime-fighting canine is making a difference. The Night Team's Dan Housley with more.
Good job.
Don't let Nico's friendly disposition fool you. He's no ordinary dog. Nico helps catch criminals, and he uses his nose to target tech.
What we're finding and what we're seeing is just awful. It's horrific.
Police in New Hampshire are using this canine in the fight against child pornography.
Zeke.
Nico can sniff out hidden memory cards, thumb drives, cell phones, and other small devices that record and store the porn.
They're finding them in water, buried in the ground, cars, refrigerators frozen in ice.
Deputy Sheriff Matt Fleming is Nico's handler. He says the dog can recognize the faint scent of chemicals used on circuit boards inside even the smallest of electronics.
Yes. Zeke.
When Nico picks up the smell, he sits.
Show me.
In this training session, he found a hard drive in a drawer, a flash drive under a garbage can, and a SIM card taped under a table.
Good boy.
Nico has been on the force for 2 years and has helped track down several suspects, including a Nashua, New Hampshire pastor who was arrested after police say Nico found devices containing child porn on church property.
It's definitely been a game changer.
Show me.
Only 60 dogs in the country can do what Nico does.
He went right to it.
And their skills are in high demand as the number of child pornography cases continues to climb.
In 2021, there were over 84 million files of child sexual abuse material shared across, the internet.
What we really want is to make sure that all of the evidence that's out there, all of these horrible videos of children being exploited, is taken off the streets.
Nico was originally trained as a seeing eye dog, but his handler thought he showed promise as a police canine. He's still relatively new to the job, but he's already helped execute more than 200 search warrants here in New Hampshire.
I don't know how they do it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Now, did we ever see a scene of Rambo seeing the bomb, the tall boy?
I don't think so. He wasn't with them, right?
So was that ever seen maybe in the original cut that wasn't in the John Rambo cut? Because right now he asked for the Claymore. He's running fast in a different direction. Is he not running towards the bomb right now?
I don't think he was with them when they.
No, but you could argue because he followed them. He just followed the same path they went, and they would have seen it. We just didn't see him see it on screen. That's all. It's just, it's a small detail, but yeah.
Right.
So the trackers in the army are following Rambo. He's just. I love these scenes of Rambo. Okay, Sly, how old is he here? Come on, how old is he?
What is he? 56 or something like that? Yeah. Is he older?
Rambo Part 4 came out in 2008, so he's 61 this year. 61.
Oh, okay, wow.
So how many takes do you think these writing scenes were? I love Sly from the Rocky films. We know he can run, but it's 61. Right. I don't care what you say.
Right. You can't run like he used to.
No.
He's not doing no Rocky 3 run on the beach here.
We'll never see the behind the scenes, but I would love to talk to somebody who worked on the set. He did 20-second intervals and that's it.
Right. And the cuts, it's all cut together. Movie magic.
Yeah. That goes for all the actors, don't get me wrong, because there's different shots, angles. I get it. Yeah. It's just funny because the Rambo character is we're led to believe that the character has not stopped running through the forest. The character's older too. Like his age is the same age in the film. Like he's 60ish in the film. He might be 55 in the film character's age.
Right.
Maybe 55. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look how fast he's going. See that? Flew through that area.
I mean, listen, it's not like you could have a body double doing that. Nobody has that Sylvester Stallone Rambo 4 body or head. So you're not like.
I really liked in that video that Sly sent us. He did mention his head growth. He mentioned
mention that. He's aware. I guess you got to be aware if your head's getting bigger every time you look in the mirror.
And I think that's great that he just addressed it, because if you address it, it takes the power away from it.
Exactly. Nobody could pick on you for it.
Yeah. So now he's going to tie the Sarah clothing piece to the bomb. Is it the Claymore? Is that right?
Right.
Did he only have one Claymore? Am I I got to keep watching. Let's see what happens here. How does he ignite the bomb? Is the bomb coming up? Oh, is he at the site? Is he at the bomb itself?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. What is wrong with me? I apologize.
It's all that fast pace. Sylvester Stallone
I must have
running.
blinked or drank my last of my coffee in that last scene. I didn't realize he's crouched next to the bomb. They just didn't make a big deal about it. He didn't put his hand on the bomb. Oh, here it is. Mm-hmm. It was just kind of like, yep, this is where it is. Okay, sorry. He set up the trap right now, putting some tripwire around it, got the Claymore on. Okay, copy that. Okay.
I was going to say, in your defense, they don't really, even how we were talking about before, when they see the bomb for the first time, they don't really do a good job of establishing that's where he's going.
There's no indication he knew where it was. It's, of course, by asking for the Claymore, he knew right then what his mission was going to be.
Right.
To lead as many people as he could to the bomb. Sorry, we'll end with the sequence afterwards, but we got to watch this. We're at this point now. Two big scenes in this episode, folks: the throat ripping scene, and now the
yes.
So he's covered up the tripwire. He's planted the bomb. He's pretty confident that it's good to go, and he's running with the hair wave. Look at the hair wave behind.
Look at that, beautiful.
It's awesome.
Beautiful.
All real hair, by the way.
All real. That's natural for a 61-year-old. Completely natural. His hairline starts at his eyebrows. Beautiful. And it's just glowing locks.
The bandana was a great idea to have the bandana for the character because it hides the wig line. I mean, the.
That's why I got to start wearing a bandana all the time.
It hides the hair treatment line. Yeah.
That run.
Yeah, he's jumping over the logs.
John's jumping.
He jumped over logs just like he jumped over those benches in Rocky 2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
These are like the kids following them in Rocky 2, but they're soldiers.
Yeah, it's alternate take,
Oh, that'd be kind of funny to actually put the Rocky music behind this scene of them, of all the kids.
Just splice them together, so it looks like he's blowing up all the kids.
Oh, that'd be awesome. All right, the dogs found it. The soldiers are looking around. Well, what do they find? Why are they focused on this area? They're really focused on the area where this bomb is.
Yeah. It's like immediately when you see the bomb, it's like, maybe we should go.
This could be a trap. This just might be a trap. I might have to put this on Reddit to some math Reddit where the speed that Rambo's running versus the distance he traveled versus the distance the bomb, did he get far enough away from the explosion?
Right. That's a good question.
Yeah. If you were to count everything as real time. The tension builds up. One of the soldiers looking down. Well, wait a minute. He could be hiding under the bomb. We should look.
Maybe to them, they're just not threatened by this old bomb.
They're dealing with Rambo. They're dealing with somebody who is an expert in guerrilla warfare. Somebody who eats things that makes a billy goat puke. They have no idea what
They're assuming this is a dud, so they're not worried.
Maybe Rambo's hiding under there. So the guy picks the clothing up and triggers the wire. Here we go. Sorry, that's a great pause there. He didn't feel a thing, though. That guy didn't feel a thing.
Nah, he died peacefully.
Yeah.
As he was inhaled by the inferno.
Okay, we'll pause it here. A couple of things to note here. This is the first time that CGI has really been used in these films.
Right.
There's no CGI in part 1, 2, or 3.
Right.
And now we have CGI explode. Now there's been CGI like kill effects with the bullets and squibs and stuff, but I'm talking about for an actual like sequence. This is the first CGI sequence with that explosion, the trees going down, the wind blowing, that air effect. Not too bad. Not too bad.
No, it didn't look bad. My biggest problem with this movie is the bullet kills in CGI.
Yeah,
the ones that are noticeable. I just don't like it.
Is it cheaper?
I guess it's got to be cheaper. Maybe you know what? Too, you don't have to worry about.
They did it for the Expendables as well during the same time.
Oh yeah, Expendables. I think is even worse than this with those. Maybe because especially if you mess up or something like that, you don't have to retake it. You could just say you mess up the practical effects and it doesn't look right. You have to reshoot it.
Let us know in the comments, people, if with CGI, because you have to take the film. I know it's cheap CGI; it's garbage.
Right,
but you still have to do the work to put it over top of the film sequence where the guy gets shot. I don't know. To me, squibs just look better.
100%. The squibs look great. I love that stuff.
Maybe it's a safety thing, which I don't want to put anyone in jeopardy. So if it's just safer for the actors, I get it. I understand that. It could be a safety thing. I don't know. And also, you could argue when a guy goes, the actor flails himself, so the stunt double flails. They don't have to worry about the timing of the squib. They just do the act. They just do the action, and then they'll put the squib in where
they add it in. Right.
Yeah. I guess there's pros and cons. They just need better seats. Granted, this was 15 years ago.
This was on a smaller budget, I'm sure, too.
For sure. But fun explosion, great explosion. Pretty, you know what? Now that I'm rewatching it, I think the air effect might be realistic. Rambo got far enough away, I think, but he still got affected by the debris and the air vacuum and all the heat and everything. Right. And cool sequence. I mean, that's a lot of fun. I think, honestly, rewatching a little bit, it's not as silly as I thought. It's a little bit cooler than I remember.
No, it's cool. And I think it looks good too. As we were talking about Stallone being the age he is.
Sure.
It looks pretty good. It doesn't look like wonky with him running as a 61-year-old.
No. Louise said here about the squibs. He goes, not sure if it's cheaper, but certainly less factors in putting it all together. Safer, less moving parts. But of course, he still prefers practical effects. Yeah, I think that's what it's probably just for sake of time. And they just have to have a guy go, flail and die. And then they're like, that's it. They don't have to worry about the setting up the squib, timing it. It went off too early or didn't go off. Yeah. It just, you can move with the production force. That's fair. Okay, well, that's it. That is where we're going to end today. We just want to, again, thank you to my friend who sent my voicemail to Sly, and especially thank you to Sly for responding.
That was very generous.
Yeah,
very generous.
I know we're not a big podcast like some other podcasts out there. Some of our competitors, obviously, bigger numbers than us, and we're just a small potatoes podcast. But the fact that Sly did that for us, like I said, maybe this episode will get a few more views, and then we'll go back to normal, no views after Sly's appearance. I would presume.
Who knows? Next, we might have a direct contact with Frank Stallone soon.
That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. We honestly wish Frank good health. We hope that whatever he went to the Mayo Clinic for, that he's okay. That his cosmetic surgery is okay and everything's fine, and he looks good. He looks good with the beard and the cowboy hat there. Yeah,
fantastic.
Right. Well, with that, this episode is over.
Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off. It wasn't my podcast. You asked me. I didn't ask you.
You asked me to co-host. I didn't ask you. That's okay. That's fine. We'll leave it. That's good. All right.